shot, but we get some flavor to bash them down here anyway. And we'll get them in now. They've got that to there. Yeah! When you've done that,
London Fire Brigade's new state-of-the-art emergency training centre in Beckton is the place where firefighters of all ranks and abilities are being put through their paces, and the Newham Recorder was given a sneak peek behind the scenes. 3 vital disciplines are taught and assessed: incident command, breathing apparatus and urban search and rescue. Breathing apparatus training involves firefighters entering one of the firehouse's rooms to see a blaze start about 10 metres away from them, with temperatures reaching up to 420 degrees Celsius and flames rolling over their heads, before extinguishing the flames.
Like a lot of places, we actually set light to wood. So it's a real fire. It's not gas, it's not make-believe, it's a real fire, but it's inside a building that's inside a building.
Okay.
So we control, the amount of smoke that comes out, because we don't want loads and loads of smoke coming out to the building.
Yeah.
So that's a very unique thing.
In Instant Command, a combination of a realistic simulation game and roleplay presents crew managers with a scenario which they then have to decide how best to tackle from the moment they arrive on the scene.
It's always better to do training outside if you can, but sometimes it's just not practical. So if you looked at, say, a senior officer at group manager level, and they was in charge of a fire or an incident, they would expect to have, say, 10 or 12 fire appliances and perhaps another 10 support vehicles. Now that's quite difficult to organise training-wise. Equally, once you go to a building, you can't actually set a building alight for real, and you can't do things to that building, you can't explode it, you can't, you know. So what we can do on simulation, we can recreate that in a virtual reality that becomes very, very realistic. And then we can introduce our own role players, virtually it's what we can create is only sort of constrained by your imagination. And that's, again, it sounds a little bit corny, but we can build anything in there. Go up to them, you can push another button that brings up all their vital signs. So it tells you their breathing rate, pulse rate, the fact that they're breathing from here. So we can have an ambulance person in there with us. We can have a lot of people on the floor all injured, and they will tell us who the priority is.
There's an equally impressive training facility for USAR, the highly specialised team which find and rescue trapped victims from collapsed buildings and other disasters. Walls of the assorted buildings, including a pretend shop and a 3-storey house, can be adjusted to different angles based on the scenario, and a rig allows technical skills to be sharpened.
And the USAR area is a classic example of where it was built from scratch. It was built and designed by consultation with the people using it, the trainers. The trainers have the most knowledge about it, so these weren't just designed by building contractors and surveyors. This design was done by the trainers themselves.
Body parts are well hidden in a huge mound of rubble, which to the untrained eye seems like an impossible task, especially considering the tiny spaces in which responders have to manoeuvre, something that I found out for myself firsthand.
Yeah, down in areas like this.
Oh, there's a hand! Hey, there's a hand!
Right, so to find that hand, we'd have to put cameras down to search. So that would be once we've found the hand, well, then you presume that there might be someone attached to it. So then you can start searching, and that would be you go, well, we found a right hand, so that way up. So the chances is, you can't see anyone here, so they're in underneath there. And then
Best way of doing this.